Good afternoon and welcome to the City Business 2021 Excellence in Construction and Real Estate Awards program. I'm Lisa Blossman, City Business Publisher. We have an exciting program to share and we appreciate you taking time to join us. And thanks to all of you who have so enthusiastically supported our mission to recognize construction and real estate professionals. Now I'm pleased to introduce City Business Managing Editor, Lance Trawy.
Thank you, Lisa. This is the fourth year we have published Excellence in Construction and Real Estate. Honorees have created a positive impact in the areas of investment, jobs created, or potential impact in the New Orleans area. These leaders were selected based on their professional expertise, community involvement, and achievements. Here are the 2021 Excellence in Construction and Real Estate honorees.
Nearly 40 years ago, Stephen Bingler founded his company Concordia, a Latin word meaning harmony. He cites harmony as the mantra that has driven him throughout his career and is passionate about creating spaces that help communities become more equitable, resilient, prosperous, and connected. In addition to running Concordia, Bingler recently co-founded Shabuza Systems, a startup that works to increase the affordability and sustainability of housing.
Well, I'm an architect and I decided to in architecture at the age of 15. I decided to go to the University of Virginia. I was born in Charlottesville, Virginia, so I decided that I wanted to study architecture and that I wanted to study at the University of Virginia, which was designed by Thomas Jefferson. The thing that I enjoy the most about what I do is that I get to design buildings and I get to design cities that make people's lives better. My focus is really on design as a service and design justice. So I spend a lot of time designing public schools and public housing and affordable housing and museums and those kinds of things, and parks. So I'm very lucky to have so many exciting and enjoyable things to work on every day.
Congratulations, Stephen Bingler. Kyle D. Domingue is Vice President of Architecture at Duplantis Design Group. Encouraged by his parents, Domingue went into architecture to develop his artistic capabilities with engineering to create beautiful and healthy environments for people to live, work, and express themselves in. The company has grown considerably with the help of Domingue and now has licenses in 35 states. In addition, they have grown to 7 licensed professionals and 18 members that directly serve their divisions.
The most important thing for me, what I love about the field of architecture is just the very concept that an idea that starts in someone's imagination ultimately finds its way out through a design process. And ultimately, with the collaboration of all these people we spoke about earlier, designing this building, and people get to walk through something that you imagined initially in your mind. And it's an amazing process for me, and the legacy that you leave behind years after you're gone, and people can continue to walk through your mind long after you're gone, I think is what I truly love about the field. The whole idea of just being tenacious and never stopping to achieve your goal. And I attribute those characteristics to my father and the United States Army.
Congratulations, Kyle D. Domingue. Justin Greenleaf, a LSU School of Architecture graduate, is the principal architect at Greenleaf Lawson Architects. The firm has a niche for thoughtful designs for workplaces and allows clients to see renderings in 3D using their modern technology. Greenleaf also serves on the leadership board of St. Tammany Parish, where his firm donates professional services to the parish's Family Promise program and participates in an annual fundraiser to help find a cure for cystic fibrosis.
I have always known since I was as young as I can remember that I wanted to be an architect. So I don't know exactly how to tell you when, but as long as I can remember from being a kid, drawing and playing with Legos. So growing up, I was always on different athletic teams and in different groups. And I always noticed the hardest workers and who they were, if they were leaders and the leaders who led from behind, basically, it pushed their people forward and really encouraged their people to to break through, and all those experiences have really led me to how I shape and run this company. I'd like to thank my family for all the support they've given throughout these last 6 years, specifically my wife, Caitlin, who's been there for me every step of the way. All of my coworkers, my business partner, the staff, all those people are my team, and they the only way that this can happen, and the way that we can thrive like we do, and the only way that awards like this can be won from people like me.
Congratulations, Justin Greenleaf. Construction runs in Charles Nery's blood. His family has been a part of the New Orleans architecture scene since World War II, when his grandfather started building and designing. In 2010, Nery founded M2 Studio with Sherry Hope, the founder of Modern Market. Today, they take on roughly 100 projects a year, and with each one, they strive to bring their clients' dreams to life. That's why he is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Charles Nery. As Mathis Briere Architects president, E. Will Treg has designed for powerhouses such as Entergy New Orleans, Chevron, AT&T, the University of Louisiana, and more. He says nothing compares to seeing someone experience a space created for the first time, and relies on mentors and team to surpass client expectations. Treg is a former president of AIA Louisiana, AIA New Orleans, and a founding member of the New Orleans City Park Sustainability and Environmental Stewardship Committee.
I think it was when I first visited Disney World as a kid that I first became interested in architecture. When I went, the construction was not quite complete yet, so there were still buildings that were underway. And, just walking down Main Street as a kid was an incredible experience. And I thought, that it really gave you a sense of wonder, and that designing buildings and spaces that people experience would be a great career. Shortly after graduating from high school, I did a lot of construction work in the field, and did that all through college, and was lucky enough to work in a contractor's office at certain points during that, which taught me how to estimate and gave me a really hands-on approach to things that architects do that most people don't get to do. So I still do a lot of that today.
Congratulations, Will Treg. Josh Fogarty has been working toward his own business since college, when a life-changing conversation inspired him to purchase a property in Baton Rouge. Today, Fogarty is a partner and realtor at Satsuma Realtors, which buys, sells, and redevelops properties in New Orleans. Fogarty and his team have worked to revitalize commercial buildings in Central City after being abandoned for a decade.
There's a woman who manages a property of mine who's lived with me since I bought the property. She's an old lady who's born and raised in New Orleans, and she has raised 3 generations of family all in the same apartment. She's lived there her whole life. 3 of the 4 units are occupied by her family, and she's one of the most caring people I've ever met. And the way she treats her family, the way she's always treated me, and even my friends and family has been eye-opening for me, and I don't know how else to put it, but she's been inspiring to me and made a serious impact on me and how I want to treat people and how I can aim to treat people.
Congratulations, Josh Fogarty. S. Parkerson McHenry first fell in love with the real estate industry during college, when he spent a summer watching his dad in the field. Today, he is the sponsoring broker at the McHenry Company and McHenry Residential. Parkerson has personally and professionally supported several charities, including the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, Hotel Hope, and the Covenant House. Over the past 2 years, his 2 brokerage companies have donated over $125,000 back into the community. Congratulations, S. Parkerson McHenry. Mac Bauer started at Sterling Properties in 2010 and now serves as the development director. He learned a lot about the industry from his early roles in development, including a project in the French Quarter that started weeks before Hurricane Katrina. The experience taught him the importance of being on the field to make things happen. Outside of work, Bauer works with the World War II Young Benefactors Association, raising money for restoration projects.
I think I first got into real estate through my parents. And so my dad is a real estate developer, and he's done that for quite some time. So I always kind of saw a little bit, and I worked under him for a little while before joining Sterling. My mom does interior design, and she did that had her own company for maybe 30 years. And so, it's part of my home life as well. I got to see different sides of it, the development side, which is always keeping an eye on cost, and the design side, which is a little more attuned to aesthetics. So we can kind of get some balance there, hopefully.
Congratulations, Mac Bauer. Green Coast Enterprises CEO Jackie Dadakis has built a unique career out of making sure the New Orleans housing market stays affordable and environmentally friendly. She has secured contracts with numerous schools, businesses, and nonprofits, and crafted statewide rules for energy efficiency through the Louisiana Public Service Commission. Dadakis accomplished these changes through her desire to increase economic vitality, environmental health, and social opportunity through development and partnerships.
Ending up at a real estate development company really happened organically for me. I've been passionate about cities my entire life. I have a master's in city planning and have always really cared about the urban built environment. And so it just naturally happened that I ended up at an organization that could help me focus on my passion, which is building better cities. I first moved down to New Orleans right after Hurricane Katrina to work as an AmeriCorps Vista at Rebuilding Together, and working in the neighborhoods, helping homeowners get back into their homes after the storm has really given me a passion for affordable housing and making sure that everyone can afford to live in their home for the entirety of that house's lifespan.
Congratulations, Jackie Dadakis. Paul Flower, CEO of Woodward Design and Build, is celebrating his 54th year in the industry with the construction of the New Orleans Four Seasons Hotel and private residences. Flower is leading his firm through this multi-million-dollar project, which will fill a 34-story tower with 2 restaurants, a spa, private gym, and an observation deck. While this is the most challenging project of his career, Flower still loves what he does and doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon.
I enjoy the fact that almost every project is a different challenge with different problems, issues, and requirements. So while it's all in the same industry, real estate, development, and construction, it's all related to business and property, but each one's different, and each one's a challenge, so it varies, and I think that's what I enjoy most. I believe in terms of how I approach the job and how I approach customers and clients, it goes back to the late 70s and the early 80s when I first started interacting with Tom Benson. And I learned an awful lot from him about the importance of meeting the expectations of the clients and what it felt like to be on the client side.
Congratulations, Paul Flower. Ever since he was little, real estate developer David Fuseli knew he wanted to work in construction. Making good on his childhood desire, he planned to develop and sell 180 condominiums in the Algiers neighborhood at an affordable price. This effort stems from a hope to provide more affordable housing to people that have been priced out of New Orleans' homeowners market and give them a chance to own property in the city he loves.
Coming up with a design with the architects and a concept for a particular property or project, coming up with a business concept for what could serve that community based on that particular property. Those are my favorite aspects of the job. We're all from New Orleans, local, and so we genuinely love the city and love the different neighborhoods, and as a result, we We want to invite the neighborhood into our development process. We solicit their feedback and comments, and we meet with them. And by doing so, we end up with a better final product.
Congratulations, David Fuseli. Robin Keegan was appointed by the Biden administration as Deputy Assistant Secretary for Economic Development at the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Her previous experience as Executive Director of the Louisiana Recovery Authority, as well as her work with the Water Institute of the Gulf, have prepared her well for this role. Keegan is eager to help resolve issues across the country during this important time, in particular with respect to community and economic development.
So I actually sit between a number of different industries. I'm focused on disaster recovery within the built environment, as well as planning for equitable communities. And my work is really focused on building equitable, resilient communities where people are able to thrive in their day-to-day lives. This work, it sits at the intersection of policy, planning, and development of the built environment. So what I enjoy most about my new position in the Biden-Harris administration is the opportunity to help communities across the country rebuild their economies after this unprecedented tragedy. The administration's vision is transformative. We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reinvest in communities to build the housing and jobs needed to create equitable opportunities for all. The most exciting part of the job is to strategize how to shape federal resources to create practical impact within communities to help people thrive.
Congratulations, Robin Keegan. Growing up in New Orleans, Tyler Robinson has always appreciated the beauty of the architecture that surrounded him. After working as an appraiser at Sterling Properties, he co-founded Urban Properties, a property management firm that includes development, consulting, and brokerage. Robinson respects the historic fabric of New Orleans and ensures his company embodies principles based on that respect.
I first learned that I wanted to get into real estate in college. And my entree was that I thought I wanted to be an architect. And after enrolling in Architecture 101, I think it was 3 times, and consistently deciding that it wasn't for me, I decided that I needed to take another path. And I knew that I had an interest in buildings and being at a university that had really interesting and textural architecture. I've really developed a flavor for wanting to be involved with that in some way. And over time, I learned that my position would merge with architecture in the form of working with architects in a development and sometimes in a brokerage and other service role. So that's where I've landed now.
Congratulations, Tyler Robinson. A special counsel attorney focusing on real estate matters, Philip Sherman represents buyers and sellers in all types of transactions for Adams & Reese LLP. These include purchases and development agreements to lease negotiations and landlord and tenant issues. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Sherman worked closely with both landlord and tenant clients about contracts, negotiating rent deferrals, and figuring out ways for both parties to agree to terms in order to keep businesses from having to close. His business is built on forming relationships with all parties, including lenders.
So the thing I enjoy most, and I think what a lot of attorneys will tell you, is being a part of the process and seeing the work that you do built into something tangible. So if it's a development of a shopping center or development of a hotel or office building, when everything's said and done, you can go by and see and say, I had a small part in helping get this built and constructed. For having a tenant, negotiating leases with tenants, going to their store after and seeing them in business and prosper is the most satisfying part I think, being a real estate attorney.
Congratulations, Philip Sherman. Andre Camanzulli, who started out doing construction projects with his father, received a full scholarship to the School of Construction Management at the University of Louisiana at Monroe. As a senior estimator with Woodward Design and Build, he has worked on projects such as the Delgado Community College River City and Advanced Manufacturing Campus on the West Bank. In addition to his work, Camanzulli is a volunteer track coach at the Jefferson Parish Recreation Department.
I decided that I wanted to enter my industry back in second year of college, reflecting back probably on my childhood and working with my father growing up, pretty much always doing household renovations, house, this upgrading, handyman type work. I always had an interest in, the construction field and applying it to educational, fields such as estimating. It was something that it just instantly clicked, that I found myself intrigued with and wanted to explore more through my college years.
Congratulations, Andre Camanzulli. Patrick N. Descant is the Vice President of Pre-Construction Services for Donahue Favre Contractors. Descant prides himself on fostering good community relations and takes pride in all of his projects, particularly the faith-based buildings and institutions that serve people, like hospitals. He's been with Donahue Favre for 14 years and has found a home in this tight-knit, family-owned company, which creates chemistry and a bond of trust with its clients.
There's so much satisfaction that we gain and that I personally gain through the years in this industry. Just taking, the dreams of a client early on in the process and getting them put down those ideas on paper and just watch that process and be an integral part of it through the budgeting and scheduling and changes that they make in the early design, and truly see their satisfaction as we get a design completed and that's meeting their budget. And then more satisfaction certainly comes with the actual construction and seeing something grow from the ground up and be an integral part of that. Just meeting some of the great people out there in the market that truly get what we do and are very appreciative of the work that we put in.
Congratulations, Patrick N. Descant. Ryan Allen values the relationships he has built with his clients and colleagues over his 15-year career with Landis Construction. Allen enjoys building those relationships, learning about clients' needs, and making sure he and his firm deliver beyond their expectations. As the Vice President of Pre-Construction, Allen has been instrumental in securing several high-profile jobs, such as the New Orleans Ernest North Memorial Convention Center Linear Park, as well as the renovation of the former Iberville housing development.
When I was younger, I always gravitated toward jobs that were building, more building related. And then in college, I was interested in business and construction and engineering. And so construction management was always just a natural trajectory for me to go in. Building relationships is really what moves me forward, I would say. I enjoy learning about our clients' needs and then delivering beyond their expectations. I also really enjoy working with our team here at Landis. It's a great group of people that really work hard and really care about what they do. It's a great place to work, great environment to work, and it's high performing, but it's also fun.
Congratulations, Ryan Allen. Palmisano project executive Erin Como knows the value of resilience and work ethic more than most. Just one of two women to graduate from LSU's construction management program, Como coordinated the construction of the Sidney and Walda Bestoff Sculpture Garden and the shop at the Contemporary Arts Center. She credits her success to her hardworking mother and father and a solution-oriented focus she developed during her many years at Palmisano.
I decided I wanted to enter my industry when I was actually in college. I have had an interest in being a sports broadcaster, but I was not a very good writer. So I always had a math strong suit and always enjoyed building things. And so that's when I decided to switch majors and start in construction. I enjoy the team with ownership and your project teams, your subcontractor teams, and then of course a final product and a happy owner is the most enjoyable part of my projects.
Congratulations, Erin Como. William Cummings followed in his father's footsteps in a construction career. With his company Allied Exteriors, Cummings expanded on his father's roofing specialty to include waterproofing, roof coverings, renovations, and remodels. His experience growing up in the New Orleans area and extensive work following Hurricane Katrina make him an expert in water leak issues and weatherproofing. He also serves in the National Guard and responds to areas devastated by natural disasters.
Growing up with my dad and doing the roofing business and kind of, with a military background, we're trained. I worked with explosives, so we had to do things right. We had to make sure the job was done right, follow the directions that we were given, and everything was okay. So all of those experiences added up together to how I do the business now. Is when we take on a project or a job, we make sure that it's completed correctly. So sometimes we'll get people that want us to take shortcuts or for budgetary reasons, and I get it, but we're just not going to attach our name to something that's a shortcut. So that's really important to us. So when we walk away, we know we don't have to come back, and the customer is satisfied, and we have a good reference from that customer.
Congratulations, William Cummings. As Chief Operating Officer at Ryan Goody General Contractors, Michael DeGry is responsible for the day-to-day operations of the company, as well as its strategic goals and initiatives. DeGry is passionate about building the company's continuing education, mentoring and training programs, and keeping the company current with sustainable building and the latest in construction technology. He also serves as a member of the Board of Directors of Uncommon Construction, which provides Equity Award scholarships for further education, industry certifications, or the tools needed for long-term employment. This year, he is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Michael DeGry. After 20 years at Woodward Design and Build, Chris Michel has dedicated his time to projects that have helped to shape New Orleans' skyline. In addition to being the Vice President of Pre-Construction at Woodward, he donates his time to Habitat for Humanity and coaches Little League sports. Michel has also served on the board of Bridge House Grace House, a residential center that offers substance abuse treatment and has helped them to grow their operations.
During my childhood years and all through high school, I was really interested in how systems worked, how things were put together, how buildings were built, and so through those experiences and just exploration, that really sparked my interest in the construction industry. And so I wasn't sure at first whether I wanted to be an engineer or a construction manager, and as I went through some early college courses, I discovered the real joy that I received from being more hands-on and really getting into how buildings and different projects are built, and from there it was just natural. It just felt like a career that would make me happy every day. I would be excited to get up and go to work and be able to create interesting spaces for the environments, and so that's how I got into it.
Congratulations, Chris Michel. Stephen Fleischman has been in the construction industry for over 27 years. As the owner of Titan Construction, he loves never doing the same thing twice and the unique set of problems and solutions that come with each project. Fleischman's Metairie-based home building company concentrates on complex residential homes, including multifamily residences. While he's had mentors throughout every phase of his life, the most important have been his parents, whose extremely strong work ethic gives him strength.
The question always I'm asked is how and why. What makes somebody want to become a general contractor, particularly in the residential field? And I think it's something that you know as you're growing up. Hey, are you interested in the way things are working? Excuse me. Are you interested in the way that things are working? How are the houses built? How do they go together? And in my case, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to spend summers on job sites and being around the building process. And as I got older and through my formal education, I just kept coming back to the home building business. And I thought, hey, this is something that I think I can make a career out of, and I love it. And you have to have this passion and this desire to want to create something and watch it come out of the ground and watch it get built from the ground up. And at the end of the day, you can say, hey, look what we've done as a team. Look what our subcontractors and our suppliers and the architects, the draftsmen, everybody put together, and it's got my name on it. And that's really cool.
Congratulations, Stephen Fleischman. Tim O'Rourke's career in the construction and engineering field has led to his involvement in many different ventures. Most recently, O'Rourke became the Director of Operations for the New Orleans area Habitat for Humanity. In this role, he is responsible for construction, property development and acquisition, and the property management of 85 rental units. O'Rourke is also an advocate for Habitat for Humanity's Women Build projects, which empowers groups of women to form teams and build housing in the community.
I've been in the construction industry ever since back in the early 70s when I was in high school, and I was an electrician by trade, and then just started going from there and ended up building hotels and more from the commercial side, and then was lucky enough to find a position with Habitat. I really enjoy helping people. You find here at Habitat that your day is never the same, but at the end of the day, when you find out that you can help people through affordable living, it's just a great way to end your day. I can't wait to get here in the morning, and I work here 12 hours a day, and it's all because of the people that we help here at Habitat. The one thing that comes to mind is our Women's Build, where a group of women actually build a house, and it's so gratifying to see that from beginning to end. And it's usually a better house built.
Congratulations, Tim O'Rourke. Katie Reynolds is the co-founder and CEO of Shibuya Systems. The company was created as a way to make home building more affordable and sustainable while minimizing the carbon footprint and inefficiencies in home building. The firm debuted its prefabricated construction home in March, located in the Holy Cross neighborhood. Previously, Reynolds founded the Viveland Group and led the construction of the first sustainable mixed-use development in the United States.
I enjoy really, building really great housing that's sustainable and healthy and naturally affordable, so that we can provide much better housing for many more people in need. When I was young, when I was really little, my dad used to always read to me when he put me to bed at night, and my favorite book was The Little Engine That Could by Watty Piper. And, it was a great story because it was about this tiny little engine who was female, was she, and she just set her mind to it and was able to get that train over the mountain. And it taught me that you really need to have a positive attitude and to think you can, because if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you can't. And so it really taught me to know that there's a solution to every problem.
Congratulations, Katie Reynolds. As president and CEO of Colmex Construction, Angelica Rivera has helped open doors for other women in the construction industry. She serves as chair for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Louisiana Foundation, is an active member of the Louisiana Small Business and Entrepreneurship Council, and the Home Builders Association of New Orleans Board of Directors. Rivera was also selected by the Good Work Network to participate in the 10K Small Business Program run by Goldman Sachs.
Construction has become one of my passions. Being able to see something on a piece of paper and then making it a reality is a wonderful feeling. And also being part of one of the biggest dreams of a person, which is to become a homeowner. And when they're moving into their new houses, that's a fantastic feeling. And that's something that I love. I'm actually a part of a couple of organizations in the community. I had the privilege to be part of the Louisiana Small Business and Entrepreneurship Council in the city of New Orleans, and also in the New Orleans Economic Development Advisory Committee, which gives me the opportunity to represent small businesses and bring up necessities that we encounter in our community. And I'm also serving as the chair of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Foundation and part of the board for the Home Builders Association. And that allows me to give back to our community by implementing workshops, again, we're always focusing on small businesses.
Congratulations, Angelica Rivera. The Hall of Fame designation is well-deserved. As an interior designer at Blitch-Nevel Architects for 12 years, Allison Luber-Chalmers has worked on many projects in healthcare and education, especially during the pandemic. Whether it was designing the hallways of Good Shepherd School or the NICU and ICU at Memorial Hospital, her designs help to create a positive atmosphere and fit each project's needs. Luber-Chalmers is a fiercely active member of the community, belonging to organizations such as the St. Tammany Chamber of Commerce and Habitat for Humanity St. Tammany Parish.
I enjoy taking a project where the client has, these dreams and these goals and making them come to reality. They want to expand how many students they have, increase their staff, and we help make a space that's, where they can thrive, where they can, work harder, learn more, and be more productive in their everyday atmosphere. So on a personal side, I had an experience as a family member being in the ICU, and so we got to see, from a personal side, how it is to sit in the waiting room, how it is to be in the patient's room, and the different interactions you have with the staff in the hospital. And there we were able to transition that into a much better flowing ICU on the professional side within the patient rooms and then within the waiting rooms, because of how stressful the situations are that these family members and loved ones are in. We want to make the environment as calming and relaxing as possible because of all the stress that they're under.
Congratulations, Allison Luber-Chalmers. Michael Bucher is a partner and director of development at Urban Properties Real Estate, LLC, and previously served as a vice president at Sterling Properties. He's always been drawn to architecture, design, and construction because he liked seeing something created within a definitive time frame. He's found his home in commercial real estate and loves the diversity of the projects, particularly in New Orleans.
One of the biggest experiences that's helped shape the way I do my job is probably my first opportunity in the commercial real estate industry. Coming out of graduate school, I was interviewing, I was getting shot down, not even getting interviews a lot of places. Real estate's a hard industry to break into. There's no tried and true path. At one point, I finally identified the company that I really wanted to work with, and I got an interview, and I got turned down for the job. That was a disappointment. I got a call back a month later, said, "Hey, we're interviewing again for the same position. We'd like you to take another shot at it." I got turned down again. 3 months later, I get another call. "Hey, the person we hired didn't work out. We want to give you another shot at this." which I did. And the third time was a charm. I got the job. But I think it's really, if you're passionate about something, if you really, are committed to going a certain direction, is not to get discouraged, to continue to work hard, find other opportunities tangential to what you want to do that make you a more well-rounded person and make you look like a more attractive, candidate for that particular job. And, it's just, I take that through my career at this point. It's just always trying to be my best and not getting discouraged by failures.
Congratulations, Michael Buger. Michael Cooper is the Executive Vice President of Bernhard. At 23 years old, Cooper dove straight into the deep end of construction and real estate. After graduating from LSU with a degree in mechanical engineering, Cooper was offered a job as an installer in Orlando, Florida. When Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005, though, Cooper saw an opportunity to move back home and serve the New Orleans real estate market. Cooper has been with Bernhard since March of 2006 and has worked his way up in the company through the years.
As far as life experiences or opportunities that have shaped me, it's in several ways. Earlier on in my career or life, my grandfather was an electrical engineer. My aunt's a civil engineer and ran my family's firm in Baton Rouge. So really seeing that, growing up through high school and prior to, provided a significant amount of background. However, have been fortunate enough to have some extraordinary mentors throughout my career and in different stages, be it from a technical standpoint or business standpoint. And in many respects, I feel like I almost received an MBA through life based upon some of my mentors, and same thing on the technical side. So very fortunate to have those mentors that have shaped me, here over the last, 20 years, and even before that, not really knowing what I wanted to do within the engineering and construction and service fields.
Congratulations, Michael Cooper. Trevor Dowd has always been math-minded and interested in finance, but he is also fond of the tangible aspects of real estate development. He has successfully meshed those passions into his role as a senior lead real estate analyst for Entergy. Throughout his career, Dowd has played a crucial role in revitalizing the downtown areas of cities, developing affordable housing, and contributing to efforts to restore electric power during extreme weather events. Congratulations, Trevor Dowd. As VP of Field Operations at Donahue Favre Contractors, David E. Dupree has always taken a team-focused approach to his work in construction. After majoring in construction management at LSU, he put his training to good use and managed the construction of the Groves at Miles Branch Creek, as well as numerous historic home renovations around New Orleans. Dupree also works with Volunteers of America to give back to his community, a community he hopes to help for years to come.
When I decided I wanted to enter my industry, I was a child. They were building a lot of houses around my area where I live, and I always went and helped clean up job sites and so on and so forth. I worked in a hardware store as a child, and as a teenager, and then also worked doing carpentry work and so forth. So when I graduated from high school and went to college, found out LSU had a construction management program. So I went into that, and it's been a great industry for me. What I enjoy the most is working together as a team with owners, architects, subcontractors, and my own personnel to make sure we do build that team and everybody's working toward the common goal.
Congratulations, David Dupree. Over the course of his career, Blake Thomas Gidman has worked on a variety of challenging projects, such as the rebuilding of the Louis Armstrong International Airport. He worked his way up the ladder and is now a project manager at Perrier Esquire Contractors, where he oversees all aspects of the building process. Gidman is also a part of the ACE Program of America, which engages with communities traditionally underrepresented in the construction industry and provides scholarships, internships, and mentoring for students.
Ever since I was a little kid, I grew up in a developing neighborhood. My playground was job sites. I played tag in the framing of all these houses and playing in the foundations of these houses pretty much my entire life. So I always knew at a very young age that I've always loved construction. I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. Seeing the project start to finish, actually, I feel like my job has a purpose and I have a purpose. I like to see the projects, what they were before, and then the satisfaction of how a happy client, and then the satisfaction I get personally about how I made a difference. And I like driving past my job sites, past job sites, say, hey, I did that. It just really gets me going.
Congratulations, Blake Thomas Gidman. As Senior Designer and Senior Project Manager for AOS Interior Environments, Matt Rome sees his industry as a people business. His day-to-day involves not only working with architects, owners, and contractors, but also working in the field with teams of different sub-trades. It is this exposure to different people that Rome finds most fulfilling. He championed the idea of getting to know as many people as possible, which he shares as his main piece of advice for anyone looking to enter the field.
Really what I enjoy most about what I do is having the really unique opportunity as a subcontractor and a design assist subcontractor is I get to be involved in a project as early as pre-design all the way through project completion. And throughout the way, working with whether it's the owner, the architect, the general contractor, or the other subcontractors on the site. My goal is always to get them as excited as possible about the project itself, but also about our way of building, which is building differently and getting them excited about a new way of doing so. I think making the transition from working as an architect to a design assist subcontractor in manufacturing interior construction, it required me to work very closely with so many different subtrades that we interface with. And really doing so and helping we see their process firsthand gave me an understanding that I was never able to achieve early on as an architect. And in doing so and using the knowledge from both architecture and what I've learned in the field from these other subtrades has really helped shape me and how I work as a project manager.
Congratulations, Matt Rome. Mark Salvetti started his career as a carpenter before he took a full-time position with Sterling Properties, where he now serves as Director of Project Management. A highlight of his career includes the redevelopment of the historic Boatman Funeral Home on St. Charles Avenue into what is now the Fresh Market. Salvetti is also the founder of the Crawfishman Triathlon, which donates race proceeds to various foundations.
Honestly, I think it's the problem solving when you get projects of all different aspects. None of them are the same, even if you do cookie cutters. Years ago, we did a lot of Walgreens projects, and every one of those is different. Every site is different. So it's the problem solving and the different people that you run into to try and solve the different issues that come up on development and construction projects is what always jazzes me, brings me back. I really enjoy that. I think maybe in my early general contractor days, working alongside a very small contractor, it was a big fish in a small pond in an area in South Louisiana in Lafayette, and working with a really seasoned project management group that helped me understand the right way to do things, the honest way to do things. And I've always applied that. And one of the main things that they taught me is to always exceed someone's expectations. Give them more than they thought that you were going to give them is something that I always try and do no matter what I do, whether it's in work, in a project, or at home, or interactions with people. Always try and surprise them that they got more than they expected they were going to get.
Congratulations, Mark Salvetti. Lee G. Wilkins, project manager of Surface Systems Incorporated, has been building things ever since he was a child. He studied construction and architecture in college and began his career in the stone industry. Today, you can find Wilkins on site working on the Four Seasons Hotel on Canal Street. He believes that working in the field provides a whole different education than textbooks and suggests that newcomers should ask a lot of questions to learn the ropes.
I enjoy the fact that take a piece of paper with finishes on it and get to the end of the project and see nice finished floors, stone and tile walls in reception areas or even in the bathroom areas of the building or sometimes even outside. It's nice to see something come from a piece of paper to a physical structure. Community activities. Well, at one time I was very active with the Boy Scouts of America. Both of my sons are grown now and no longer part of that organization. I'm active in our local church, and being in the construction and flooring industry, of course, I get tagged a lot to help with the paint changes and floor changes and what can we do to make things a little more efficient or upgraded.
Congratulations, Lee Wilkins. Consistently one of the top 3 producers for Ladder & Bloom and a go-to realtor for million-dollar properties, Glenda Bach has a proven recipe for success. In February 2020, Bach set a company record by selling over $18 million in 1 month and over $44 million in all of 2020. Bach credits her successes to doing what she loves, sell houses to her incredible clients, and develop lifelong relationships with them. Congratulations, Glenda Bach. David Favre is a broker at Ladder & Bloom, one of New Orleans' premier real estate companies. Adjusting his life's path after Hurricane Katrina, Favre went on to manage 2 offices with over 85 agents and continued to maintain an active sales career in the process. He attributes his success to a desire to help others reach their full potential, just as he did, both professionally and personally.
My job is a little bit twofold. I continue to sell and service clients directly, as well as manage a team of agents in 2 of Ladder & Bloom's offices. And so on the selling side, I work with my husband, we're a team, and it's an opportunity for us to contribute to others directly, either fulfill a dream or solve a problem or those kinds of things that I really appreciate. And on the broker side, probably the thing that I enjoy most is developing agents, seeing unrecognized talent and supporting them to be the best that they can be. I've remained cognizant of a home buying and selling process is not always about joy. Sometimes it's about solving a problem. And so digging deep into what is needed from my client and being able to deliver that.
Congratulations, David Favre. As a real estate advisor at Ladder & Bloom, Micah Lowenthal gives clients expert advice on buying, selling, investing, flipping, and building new properties. Lowenthal's father owned properties and a sporting goods business, which got him interested in the business and inspired him to jump into the industry at age 23. Outside of work, Lowenthal volunteers at the New Orleans Mission, serving meals to those in need and spending time with residents at St. Margaret's. He is also on the board of Home by Hand, a nonprofit that builds affordable housing.
I got my real estate license in 2003, so I was 23 years old, and Katrina hit in 2005. I was working in Ascension Parish at the time. I had not moved to New Orleans yet, and this little old couple came in the chaos of aftermath of Katrina. Everybody was buying houses without looking, without inspecting, and it was a really crazy time. And this little old couple came into my office, and she just broke down into tears, and she asked me to find a place for her and her husband to live. And they were probably in their late 60s, early 70s at the time. And I just lost both of one of my grandparents and one of my grandmothers was really ill at the time. And that was the only house that I sold after Katrina. And it really put into perspective that I never wanted to have a team. I never wanted to be more. I just wanted to be able to help people find their home. And that really put into perspective that what I do is so special to people and so personal to people that I want them to feel like they can call me today, tomorrow, 5, 10 years from now, and they were never just a number or a production to me, that it was meaningful, like a relationship.
Congratulations, Micah Lowenthal. Melissa Burns McClendon is the co-owner and associate broker of NOLA Home Realty Group. McClendon became co-owner of NOLA Home Realty Group in 2019, along with Liz Tardo and Nick Underwood. She mentors other realtors and is the team leader of the Luxury Collective team. McClendon has participated in Habitat for Humanity's Women Build event to create a safer space for women in the community. She also serves as a board member for National Alliance for Mental Illness New Orleans.
I'm able to help people reaching their goals and their dreams. And they actually depend on me a lot for direction, for support. I think as a realtor, you actually are more than just a realtor. You're helping, you're a therapist sometimes. You're holding people's hands because they're making the biggest purchase of their life most times. So it's a very emotional experience, but I feel like my job is to be a servant and helping along with this process so that it's smooth and that they're happy and that they reach for the goals that they're trying to achieve. One of the most outstanding experiences I've had in real estate is a young lady who was a single mother who actually had a Section 8 housing voucher, and she was able to turn that into a home ownership. Section 8 Hano of New Orleans has a program where you can become a homeowner. Not a lot of people know about it, but this young lady, she was approved for $80,000. We found a home, and she cried at the closing table because she didn't believe she ever could purchase a home. So that changed the way I dealt with people. It changed me wanting to give everybody the best service possible, because everybody has a story and this is an emotional experience for everyone. And it's such a moment that they're so proud of, and I'm just happy that I'm able to be a part of it.
Congratulations, Melissa Burns McClendon. Brett A. Rector is a philanthropist and entrepreneur who contributes to a number of charities while trying to grow his business and foster new talent. Rector initially discovered his passion for real estate when he was looking for his own Louisiana home, and just over 4 years ago, he started Wittree Collective with his 2 business partners. The team is committed to the goal of expanding their business, fostering new talent, and creating a real estate education and mentoring program.
I love the interaction between myself and my clients, as well as fellow real estate professionals. I really enjoy being able to assist people in achieving their goals of home ownership, as well as people who are perhaps relocating that need to sell their house. I love being able to assist people in achieving those dreams and those goals. When I was leaving Los Angeles, I had the pleasure of working with a legendary agent, Martha Ann Samuel, who has since passed away. She really was so incredibly inspiring. She was so knowledgeable about the wonderful history and architecture in New Orleans, and it gave me an appreciation for this industry that I probably wouldn't have gotten if I had worked with someone else. And that really shaped how I approached my job. My mentoring through Martha Ann really shaped how I approach my profession and my outlook on my career.
Congratulations, Brett Rector. After owning and operating a successful boutique for 13 years, Lisa Shedlock earned her real estate license and became a top producer in her field within 3 years. Now a realtor, Shedlock and her husband operate the Shedlock Group at French Quarter Realty. Finding great success, the couple is in the top 1% of sales, including the $1.8 million sale of actress Jessica Lange's home on Burgundy Street. Congratulations, Lisa Shedlock. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame, NOLA Home Realty Group owner Liz Tardo first became interested in real estate at 19 while working at Keller Williams for Martha Ann Samuel. Tardo's combination of heart and business acumen has helped her make a big impact on her community. She currently orchestrates the charity aspect of her firm and previously helped raise over $20,000 for the New Orleans Women's and Children's Shelter with the Women's Council of Realtors.
I was 19 years old working for Martha Ann Samuel as a secretary, and I fell in love with the business. That was before computers and all that fun stuff. So I was typing up listings, and I was in school to be a nurse and fell in love with real estate. did not get accepted into the first time I applied to nursing programs. So I went to school at night to become a realtor, and that was in 1996. I think the joy of finding someone their first home, and people who have rented their entire life and never thought they could buy a house. It's one of the most amazing experiences to be a part of. And I love that. I love making dreams come true for people. It does seem like it's all the stress is worth it when you're at that table and the tears are shed and they're signing the documents and fulfilling a dream they never thought they'd be able to.
Congratulations, Liz Tardo. Though Bradley Holland was not initially interested in construction, he felt a calling to come and help rebuild his community after Hurricane Katrina. He started out as a part of AmeriCorps, then took a job at Habitat for Humanity. Holland rose through the ranks to earn his current position as Director of Construction at Habitat for Humanity in New Orleans. He is passionate about affordable housing and solving the housing crisis, as well as teaching and organizing volunteers.
In 2005, I was in college and I heard about Hurricane Katrina. I wanted to come down and help out, so without any construction knowledge, I joined an AmeriCorps program and came down to help rebuild and build homes here in the Gulf Coast area and in New Orleans. I fell in love with construction and New Orleans, and I've been here ever since. What I love about this job, and especially working with New Orleans Area Habitat for Humanity, is combining skills, people, motivation, talent, and coordination all together to come together to build a house and a home that people can live in and be proud to call their home. So it takes a lot of effort to make all that happen and put all the parts together. And I like that puzzle piecing, and I like the emotional energy that gets people over the finish line.
Congratulations, Bradley Holland. After leaving the hectic airline industry, Realtor Gary Anderson found his calling at the offices of French Quarter Realty. Selling his first house in his first year as a realtor with charisma and good humor, Anderson quickly developed a reputation for finding sweet deals all around New Orleans. In spite of the small, competitive market in which he works, Anderson believes the competition makes the work that much more unique and challenging.
I've had a lot of experiences along the way that have professionally shaped me. I've had great mentors who always, shared with me the right way to do things, and many mentors who shared with me the wrong way to do things. And really, it's through crafting all those experiences, understanding exactly how you would want to be treated. As you work through the process and things that happen that necessarily you didn't enjoy. It's really just crafting your approach to help people in the way that you enjoyed being helped. It kind of goes back to the golden rule. In the past, I've taken place in a number of community involvement opportunities. I was very much into the American Cancer Society, and most recently, I worked with Son of a Saint. My father passed away from cancer just at the tender age of 50. And having him go so early, certainly cancer holds a special place that I would like to see it eradicated from anybody's family. I'm currently looking for more opportunities in the community. COVID kind of cut those back big time, but I know when the opportunity presents, I'll be right there.
Congratulations, Gary Anderson. Amy Breen, a native Texan, studied at Tulane University, where she was able to nurture her passion for sustainable and responsible real estate. While obtaining her master's degree in sustainable real estate development, Breen interned at HRI Communities and became a full-time staff member after graduation. Today, she serves as Senior Development Finance Analyst and is devoted to taking on new challenges in developing sustainable real estate.
Well, I've always found real estate development interesting. I'm originally from Austin, and that Austin has just been going through such a boom, and it still is. But growing up there, I saw firsthand how different development projects had started transformations in different areas of the city, and how different communities were impacted by different developments. So really just seeing that and observing that, I've learned the importance of real estate development and how important it is to be responsible and sustainable and when you're developing projects. So that really started to pique my interest in the industry. What I enjoy most about what I do really has to do with the types of projects that we work on at HRI. We redevelop a lot of historic buildings, and typically those projects are harder to develop and harder to secure financing sources for, just because it costs more to rehab a blighted historic building than build something ground up. So securing financing sources for these projects and trying to put together the capital stack is something that I've always enjoyed and found really interesting, and how you have to be creative in that.
Congratulations, Amy Breen. Unlike many who choose a career path, Ladder & Bloom's sales manager, Herbert Dubuisson, believes real estate chose him. During his early career at Gardner Real Estate, he was taught not only how to be an effective salesman, but also an effective leader. Now, he guides the careers of multiple realtors and helps them achieve goals they didn't think were possible.
I think the thing I enjoy most about my job is today helping people do what they don't necessarily think they can do. Real estate is a lot of hard work, and it's getting a lot of ducks in a row, and it's helping people make the most important investment of their life. But to motivate someone and to sit down and talk to them about their goals and the kind of things they want to do with their income and the life they want to live, when they don't think they can, and with a little support, they do that. It's extraordinary. I wish I paid attention a little more, but I had extraordinary training from birth. My mom and dad opened up a real estate company with one other agent, and it became the largest real estate company in Mississippi. The training that I got from just observation as a child, it helped me be better. I use everything I learned from them. In fact, I wish I would have paid a little bit more attention at times.
Congratulations, Herbert Dubuisson. Mindy Nunez Earhart is a champion of business development and a respected leader in the New Orleans business community. As the CEO of Southern Services and Equipment, Earhart has focused on developing the workplace so it's a joy for people to come to work. She cares deeply about her employees' feedback and takes pride in creating an environment in which employees can learn, improve, and have their opinions heard.
The thing I enjoy most about my job is finding new customers, finding new opportunities. It's really exciting to know that you are part of building the infrastructure of this great city and the skyline of this great city. I really enjoy finding new opportunities for us to work on. Workforce development and job development is really important to me, both in my company and in our community. So I'm very active in our local Chamber of Commerce. I am the past chair of the St. Bernard Chamber of Commerce and the vice chairwoman of the New Orleans Chamber of Commerce. It's really important to me that we develop our business community and give opportunities to those to just advance their personal development.
Congratulations, Mindy Nunez Earhart. Lawrence Bernard is CEO and Field Operations General Manager at Bernard Brothers LLC. He joined the business as a laborer and worked his way up, following in his father's footsteps as the second-generation leader of the business. Bernard was involved in constructing the iconic pedestals at the National World War II Museum. He also did extensive work on the Mid-City apartments and was one of the first previous concrete installers in the state.
To me, the concrete industry is kind of like the special forces of the construction industry because, we have to operate almost 24 hours sometimes. We have to start jobs at 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and we deal with a lot of elements, the rain and traffic and the heat and stuff like that. So being just, you have to be a real committed person to be successful, I think, in the concrete industry. Well, I guess it's just trying to provide opportunities and jobs and training for people that, want to get involved in this industry. I've always been really open to try and, open doors and offer opportunity for people, that want to, learn and about concrete and do concrete work. Over the years, I've taught and trained a lot of people.
Congratulations, Lawrence Bernard. As an estimator and project manager at Mullen, Kurt Garris believes that when you have a passion for something, commit to it fully. He loves to see the blank spaces in the city transform into vital areas, such as the Bestoff Sculpture Garden at the New Orleans Museum of Art, which is one of the projects Garris and his team are most proud of. Garris says learning a trade early on is key to getting into construction. Congratulations, Kurt Garris. Ben Goody is a fourth-generation leader of his family's business, Goody Construction, where he serves as the president and CEO. In 2020, he pushed the company to complete a COVID-19 build-out for 102 ICU beds in 100 days and repaired damage done to McNeese State University by Hurricane Laura in just 90 days. Goody is also the incoming president of Entrepreneurs Organization Louisiana.
One of our core values is we sweep the floors. And long story short, it goes back to at the end of a project, my father was found, sweeping the sidewalks, cleaning up, and a member of the press came up and asked him, said, "So, who are you and what's your association with this project?" And he said, "Well, I own the company." And so, these stories and experiences of, and goes back to our core values of, serving family style, sweeping the floors and having each other's backs. And a lot of that experience is kind of what is how I've now approached the company.
Congratulations, Ben Goody. As Vice President of Goody Construction, Kyle Charbonneau is responsible for both operations and pre-construction. He's been instrumental in securing and executing several high-profile Oxner Health projects, in addition to many other projects. Charbonneau remains active in his church and the schools where his children attend. He holds several board positions helping the school continuously improve operations and is currently an executive cabinet leader of the American Heart Association.
So growing up, I always had a strong math and science background, and that always helped in the construction field. When I first started my college career at LSU in Baton Rouge, I knew I wanted to be in the engineering field. I just didn't know exactly which discipline I wanted to pursue. As I continued through my college career, I knew that mechanical industrial were my strong suits. So finishing up at LSU, I moved right into the construction field, and that's where I've been ever since, and I've loved it the whole way. I enjoy the people aspect the most about what I do. There's a lot of subcontractors, vendors, as well as customers that I get to interact with in my everyday work life, and that's definitely the best part for me. I touch every facet of the organization structure, but really the business development side is what I enjoy the most, because I get to get out, meet new people, learn new things, and really just socialize, which is a big piece of our industry.
Congratulations, Kyle Charbonneau.
Congratulations to each of the City Business Excellence in Construction and Real Estate honorees. They have persevered through ups and downs with hard work, determination, and positivity to get where they are today. Thank you all for encouraging us and leading the way to make New Orleans a rewarding place to live and work. They're inspirational, and we're excited to honor them. Nominations are open year-round, so visit our website, neworleanscitybusiness.com, and submit nominations for next year's event. I'd like to welcome back Lisa to close today's program.
Thank you, Lance. We look forward to the day when we can come together in person. But until that time, thank you for embracing this virtual event. The Excellence in Construction and Real Estate Awards magazine will be inserted in City Business on July 30th and available on neworleanscitybusiness.com. Congratulations again to the 2021 City Business Excellence in Construction and Real Estate winners, and thank you all for joining us. Be safe and stay healthy.